Hey guys, what's going on? It's the admin of Ahsoka here today. And that snippet you heard there was Canvas from Eureka 7. I just finished the 50th episode of it, and it's for me. It may not be a feel overload for others, but you could say I'm a bit of a softie and a sucker for romance. But that really kicked the shit out of me, that one. The last 3 or 4 episodes are just full of feels, and not what I was expecting in a good way. That anime was just insane. This will be my review of Eureka 7. I'll get started on the second series of it, but okay, now to get started on the review. Eureka 7 starts off with Renton Thurston, son of Ardok Thurston, in the town in Belfast, which is a town where he grew up with his grandfather because his father died. And it starts off with the Nervash Type 0, or the Type 0, whatever you want to call it, and Eureka crashing into his grandfather's, who's a mechanic, crashes into his shed. There's a fight over Belfast, and his grandfather Renton's grandfather gives Renton the amateur drive to go. He tells him to go up to the Nervash and give that to the Nervash. That'll help Nervash win the battle. From there, a 7 swell effect happens, and that's when a Corellian, which is what Eureka is, and a human find the one for each other. In other words, they find that special one that I tend to be lacking, and sucks. But anyway, I'm getting off topic there. Renton then joins the Gecko State, which is a band of mercenaries who are fighting against the military. So that's pretty much episode 1. I'm not going to give a brief preview of every episode, otherwise we'll be here for like fucking forever. But yeah, that's what happens in episode 1, and then the next episode kicks off with Renton. They do a prank on him. He makes the cover of Ray Out, which is a magazine that Gecko State runs to spread the truth. But it goes through, you see Renton, the character development, and I'll get into that later, but Renton wants to get to know Eureka more and more and more. He likes her, and it's only really halfway through where Eureka realises that she loves Renton as well. Won't tell you what happens in between. Another part of where feels do hit is where Renton decides to leave Gecko State because they do treat him like absolute crap, and it is really sad to see him leave. But what's even more sad is to see the people who pretty much adopted him as their own son. That's Charles and Ray. They're also 2 mercenaries, but they're mercenaries more for the military. They adopt Renton as their own son, but when Renton realises that they're for the military, they give him a choice to leave. Ray, who's the woman, is majorly upset. They thought of him as their own son. It was quite sad, but that opened Renton's eyes to realise how much he loved Eureka. And prior to that, something happens to Eureka where she changes and nearly dies. But I'll leave you guys to watch that if you will watch the anime, which I highly recommend, because I'll give it my score out of 10 at the end of this review. In the end, in the last 4 episodes, there's not in the last 4 episodes, but yeah, There's a fella called Dewey, which is Holland's brother. He's the highest ranking officer in the military, and he plans on eliminating all the scub corral, which is what Eureka is. And anyway, there's a massive battle, and in the end, Renton and Eureka have to sacrifice themselves for the peace of the planet, and that's what really got to me. Seeing Renton grow throughout the series. Yes, he starts off as a little bit of a crybaby. No, a massive crybaby. He starts off as a massive crybaby, but I've read reviews where they say that he cries in every episode. He doesn't cry at all. They only make him cry when need be, put it that way. But I think they do it a lot at the start to make him realise how much of a wimp he is. But as you see him progress and mature throughout the anime, it's really quite amazing. He becomes quite like a strong person. Seeing Eureka being really withdrawn, and because Corellians don't know much about the human race, seeing her, how she learns more and acts so much more like a human being throughout the series is really good as well. The character development of everyone is just, it's amazing. It's got to be, this anime will be right up there with Gakuto and Angel Beats and Kennen. At the moment those are my top 3, but that soon will become my top 4. But yeah, the songs, most animes, like I personally really only enjoy the first opening and ending, but with Eureka 7, it has awesome music. Like the songs in the actual anime when they're fighting is amazing. The openings and closings for each section of the anime is really good. I've downloaded them all, got them on my hard drive, and I blast them out whenever I'm home alone, which is from uni, which is almost every day, so that's awesome. It's the actual animation itself and artwork in Eureka 7 is phenomenal. I fell in love with it. It's just amazing. There are some parts where the Nervash takes control of itself which look a bit dodgy to say the least, but other than that, it's just a brilliant anime. It's got the only downfall of the anime, in my mind, the only thing I don't like about the anime is when when Renton first goes on the Gecko State, and because Eureka, you learn this later on in the series, Gecko State used to be part of the military, and Eureka killed these 3 children's parents. So she's effectively their adopted mum, and you get used to them, but they're just massive pains in the ass. They're just, I don't know whether it's the voice actor or what, or just the kids themselves, but there's one in particular, his voice just makes me want to reach into the anime and reef his tongue out, because it's just so frustrating having to listen to this little pain in the ass talk. But as I said, you get used to them. So yes, and yes, I was bawling my eyes out prior to doing this vlog. Shoot me, I don't care. Yeah, that was the only real downfall, but there's a few plot holes here and there, but that's to be expected with most animes. But yeah, for what the plot holes are, they've managed to come back with like the animation and music and artwork, it covers up those plot holes and cancels them out. So I rate it probably a 9 out of 10. It was Eureka 7 was amazing. Yeah, I don't know what else to say really. I really enjoyed it, as I said before. Like I said, I'm a sucker for romance, so seeing Renton and Eureka become the couple they are when they leave when they sacrifice themselves is really, really nice, to say the least. What really got to me especially was when, because Erica and Renton effectively became these kids' parents, as I said. They recognised Erica as their papa or father. And Holland, Holland passes off the kids to Renton's grandfather, who then adopts the kids, so they're officially all Thurstons. And that's 1 year on, and that means it's 1 year since Erica and Renton sacrificed themselves for the sake of humanity. That really got to me, because and then you see their names carved on the moon, big love heart, and yeah, that just kind of sounds silly, but yeah, seeing the kids wish upon a star and saying, I wish for mummy and daddy to come home, just really, really got to me. So yeah, like I said, definitely a 9 out of 10. I wasn't expecting much of this anime, to be honest. It just looked cool. I looked up the trailer and music for it and thought, nah, okay, I like this. Because that's how I tend to like anime, is if I like the trailer or like the anime. So yeah, I looked that up and wasn't expecting anything special from it, not being 50 episodes, but the last episode, especially the last few minutes of the last episode, are just an overload of feels, and like I said, I was bawling my eyes out before I did this vlog, so yeah. Anyway, that's my Eureka 7 review. If you have any other questions about the anime, just post on the link, post in the comments of the video, or in the link, or the post on the page, either one. I'll answer them. I didn't want to spoil too much for you guys, but yeah, definitely, I recommend checking it out. I'm probably not going to watch the movie, because that's when I will get pissed off and frustrated, and then I'll check out Eureka 7 AO as well, which is the second series, and hopefully that's as good. So yeah, this is your Mentos. This is your admin of Asako signing off. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review of Kabuto, and yeah, I know I probably look like I've been boring my eyes out, but like I said, I have been. So yeah, don't like it, don't watch the video. Simple. Anyway, guys, laters.